notice how in the first assignment, you had the RSM database was a plug-in for DProfiler. That would be your cost report. Now, when you're doing energy analysis, it's going to be plugged in with eQuest, or eQuest will be plugged in with DProfiler. And it's going to bring the DOE2 energy analysis full report. So the numbers that this is going to produce is going to be pretty accurate to, a real life situation. First thing I want to point out is when you open up, everything I talked about today is discussing the manual. You come to the website, class website. Here's the profile manual. And if you guys need help on running an energy analysis or something, this would be your first place to go. I believe the steps that we're doing will be, I'll start on page 255. Right there.
So when you're looking at the table of contents, just push that button. And then plug it in.
So 251, sorry. So whenever you're opening up or you're starting a new massing model in DProfiler, it's not limited to anything, any kind of design. Basically, you can model just about anything that you could write on here, just a different way. You have to look at your building as almost like just a cube, and you just have to carve stuff out of it to make it fit the design or the mass model that you have. So, first step when you're going to start modeling, the first thing you want to make sure you do is you have the correct zip code for our area, 79401. Because what this eQuest and this energy analysis is going to be producing numbers for this area, the climate and energy rates for this area. The next thing, the most important thing, is the building type. It's going to be an office building, 5 to 10-story concrete frame. So make sure when you start your new mass model that you have those two things in there correctly, or else you'll get totally different numbers from this area. Okay, so now that I have my model in here, notice that I have, 4 tabs: start page, spatial, tabular, and estimate view. We're going to be running a mechanical analysis, so we need a mechanical view. So if you don't see your mechanical view tab, you come into views, mechanical view, and then it'll pop that tab up for you guys. Alright. So after you get your building model or your mass model in here, you're going to have your floor slabs, everything situated. To run an energy analysis, you come to the analysis tab, and the drop-down box is energy analysis, and then run energy analysis is the one you'll click on. So I'm going to go ahead and run just a generic analysis right now. You click run, and it'll take you a few minutes, not even a few seconds there. So I'll come to my mechanical tab after that's done. It basically, with the shape of my building and the orientation and everything that's on there, it pulls out the yearly numbers of your natural gas, your electricity costs, and how much overall your mechanical system is going to cost for your building type. It has your natural gas rates, your electricity rates, and everything in here, and it pulls it out into these graphs. Once you finish up your 3 masses, or each individual person will put their 3 masses in, you're going to make a report, and these are the graphs that we're going to want to see on your report as well with some descriptions and why you did the things you did. So I'm going to go ahead and save this one. gonna bring up this window here, then you have, your general information about the building at first. The next one would be your utility rates. Now, right now, it basically ran my utility rates on, it's a generic input that, DProfiler has, so it doesn't have the correct rates in here. Now, for you guys to find the rates, you have to go to the LP&L website, it's the city of Lubbock. And when you go to the website, you'll see this page, and you'll click on new rates. After you click on that, oh, I'm sorry, this is the original page. This will be the original first page, so you'll click here, and then you'll click on the LP&L electric rates, effective 6/1/2013. So once you go through here, you read the whole thing. Just here. I'm gonna tell you right now that the rates that we're gonna need is gonna be in this area here, secondary general service rate 16. So write that down. If I come down to the rate 16, we are facilities at the capacity, suitable voltage, are adjacent to premises to be served, whose load exceeds 10 kilowatts of demand in anyone. This is basically the rate for commercial buildings. You're gonna wanna take down these rates right here. 23 per month, 0.0064 per kilowatt, summer demand charge 6.45, non-summer demand 3.45. If you take those rates down, this is where you're gonna plug that into. So I'm gonna plug those in real quick. The only one we'll be concerned is the summer demand charge, your mask, it's not when you change it in this tab. So if I come in here and I wanted to add things, basically just saying, if I do add things later, which I'm gonna show you that in a minute, it's gonna put it at, 2.5 feet. If I wanted them like 4-foot things, I would change it in here. And you won't see nothing yet. But when you come down into your cladding and your materials of your curtain wall, if I double click that, I come into mechanical. Now I can say this glazing has an overhang. And that's when I notice how you can change stuff in your analysis settings, but you can also change stuff in your material settings as well. So if I come down to this mechanical zone, I come out here, you know, hover over it, I'll right click, click on properties of mechanical zone. If I come into the mechanical properties, I can say if this is conditioned or unconditioned. You know, an unconditioned zone would be something out here like on this deck, you know, this exterior deck. Another mechanical unconditioned space would be like if you have all your mechanical zone on one side of your building, and if they're in a storage closet that doesn't get any air conditioning in there. Keep that in mind. Now that I've changed that, it must have turned red again. So you can come to your cladding, and like I said earlier, when you asked about the fence, if I come into my materials, when I come into curtain wall, so show you that one more time. In order to change anything on your cladding, when it comes to the materials palette, you'll double click whichever material you're going to change. Into the curtain wall and the mechanical tab. Here I can state that this glazing has overhangs. Because I've changed them to 4 feet, these overhangs are going to be 4 feet instead of 2.5. I can state that the glazing has fins, which so if I had this glazing broken up, you know, into a pattern, every time that pattern broke, it would pull out a fin. Right now, it's just overhang. Also, you can change the U values, shade coefficients, things like that. I click OK. So now it'll drop those fins. Now, if I had separate glazing on here, like if there was a break, a pattern in here, and the glazing started down here, that would get fins as well. And you can do the same thing for the precast and fins, but I mean, you can come here and change some of the material properties. If you have some research that you've done, you can import it like a property from precast concrete to somewhat insulated or something. You can add that in. That gets kind of complex. And the building massing, you come to the building massing, do the same thing, properties of massing. And you come in here to